What's going on, guys? In this video I'll show you how I added this metallic gray camo accent to the hood of my 2017 Subaru Outback. The first step is preparation. Before starting, clean your hood thoroughly. I use a solution of alcohol and water mixture at a 70% alcohol to 30% water as my cleaner and a microfiber cloth. If you're applying to a painted surface, you may also want to do a clay bar treatment as well before getting started. Also, you can see on the hood of my car that I've laid knifeless tape where I want the edges of my camo accent to end. I used the body lines on the hood as my guidelines. And with your hood now prepared, it's time to get going. I like to start by placing the vinyl I'm going to use over the area I want to apply. Ensure your piece is big enough to cover the entire area with a few extra inches all the way around to allow for error, as well as providing areas you can hold on to the vinyl for repositioning and stretching. When you have the vinyl in place where you want it, secure it with magnets, or if your hood is not magnetic, use tape that holds well but removes without residue. You can use blue painter's tape or yellow automotive masking tape. And with your vinyl secure, it's time to peel off the backing. I like to start at one corner, and in this case at the top corner by the driver's side A-pillar. I pulled the backing at around a 45-degree angle relative to the direction of the vinyl, and after getting it going a bit, I like to tack the corner down that I just peeled securely onto the car so I can then reach under the vinyl and continue to pull the backing. Once the backing is off, I then start to glass out the vinyl by lifting up the vinyl and stretching it out using the triangle technique, which means as I pull the vinyl back towards me, my arms are also pulling out and away at an angle, making the stretch in a triangular shape. The goal is to get the vinyl looking as smooth as possible, called glassing it out, and if there are any wrinkles, to get them in a direction you can easily pull them out. Once I've glassed out the side I'm on, I go around the car glassing out the vinyl on the other sides, on the front and the other side as best I can in preparation for squeegeeing. When I'm satisfied the hood is glassed out pretty well, it's time to actually start laying the vinyl down with the squeegee. I start by locking down the center, starting at the front of the car and squeegeeing up the center of the hood toward the windshield. And what this does is I'm effectively dividing the hood into two sections so I can tackle one at a time. When you have your center locked down, pick a side to start squeegeeing down, and in this case I went with the driver's side first. And as you squeegee, if you encounter trapped air bubbles, you can press them out, or if needed you can lift the vinyl and re-glass as well. Once I finished squeegeeing the side I was on, I went and squeegeed the other side, and once I finished the other side, it's time to get the front set up. Here I lifted and glassed the vinyl as needed to get it a little bit more smoothly and set up. Be sure not to stretch the edges too much, and if you have any wrinkles at the edges, lift up the vinyl a little bit and heat them and to allow the vinyl to relax so there is no tension at the edges. You can see at the very front edge at the top of the grill, I'm using my squeegee to tuck the vinyl into the area above the grill. Here I'm setting up the vinyl for a tuck and cut, so I want to make sure the vinyl is tucked into the gap without any wrinkles to ensure a smooth cut. Once I finished setting up the area above the grill, I cut out some of the excess vinyl at the front and the back of the hood to allow better access to my knifeless tape ends. And once I have better access to the knifeless tape, be sure one last time your vinyl is applied well over the knifeless tape. Pull the ends and pull the knifeless tape to cut the vinyl and remove the excess vinyl. After that, be sure to remove the remaining green carrier tape and knifeless tape filament, ensuring you get the green carrier tape that is underneath the edge of the vinyl that you just cut. And then after removing the knifeless tape and everything with it, be sure to seal down the vinyl that you just cut and seal it very well. Next, I set up the vinyl to cut at the front edge of the hood where it meets the top of the bumper above the grill. I added a bit of heat to make the vinyl a bit softer and to relax any tension in that area, and then use my squeegee to ensure the vinyl is tucked into the area well. There's a rubber seal here, so I tucked the vinyl coming off the hood against the top edge of the seal, and then on the bottom edge of the seal where it meets the top of the bumper. When you have tucked the vinyl well, it's time to cut. I cut above the bumper area first, and since there's rubber seal here, be careful not to cut into the seal. I have the flat side of my blade up against the upper edge of my bumper as a guide. And since I was down in the area, I went ahead and trimmed out the vinyl above the grill. Here I floated the tip of my knife into the gap between the top of the grill and the bumper edge, and when you finish cutting, remove the excess vinyl and be sure to tuck in the edge of the vinyl you just trimmed out. Next, I trimmed the vinyl coming off the hood onto the bumper, and here I did an empty cut, meaning I pointed the tip of my knife into the empty space under the hood edge, using the hood edge as my guide. And this will ensure just enough vinyl covers the edge of the hood, but also I don't risk cutting the rubber seal. The only thing left to cut now is the back of the hood by the windshield. Here I used my wrap glove to help roll the vinyl over the back edge of the hood, and once I did that, I then trimmed the excess vinyl, putting the side of my blade up against the underside edge of the hood to act as my cut guide. And once I trimmed the vinyl off, I removed the excess and made sure the edge that I just cut was sealed down very well. And so before you call this good, be sure to go over your entire hood area, pressing down all the edges, and use some sort of heat source, either a torch or a heat gun, or even a hairdryer if that's what you have, to go over the entire area that you just applied to make sure that you can find any trapped air bubbles and to ensure everything is heated down nicely. So I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button, and if you haven't already, hit that bell notification button so you get notices when I post new content to the channel. Got more videos in the works and on the way that I'd love to share with you guys. Thanks again for watching and for all your support, guys. Have a great day.